Hello everyone, this is Barrister Garn from Siam Center Law Group. Many people think lawyers detect lies by looking at body language or eye contact, but in reality, professional lawyers rely much more on logic, questioning, and evidence than on facial expressions. When lawyers examine a witness, we are constantly testing whether the story is reliable. There are 6 important techniques that lawyers commonly use. The first technique is examining possible bias. Before analyzing the story itself, lawyers ask a simple question. Does this person have any reason to be unfair or partial? For example, the witness might be a family member, a romantic partner, a close friend, or someone who has a conflict with the other party. Even if the witness does not intentionally lie, personal feelings can easily influence how a story is told. The second technique is determining whether the witness actually saw the event clearly. It is not enough to ask whether they were present at the scene. Lawyers must ask more detailed questions. How far away were you? Was there enough light? How long did you see the event? Were you watching carefully, or did you only glance for a moment? If the opportunity to see the event was limited, the reliability of the testimony becomes weaker. The third technique involves memory reliability. People who experience the same event often remember very different details. A lawyer needs to know whether the witness was paying attention at the time or if they were distracted by something else, such as using a phone or doing another activity. Stress, fear, and the passage of time can also affect memory. Forgetting something does not mean the person is lying, but unclear memory makes the testimony less reliable. The fourth technique is identifying the source of the information. Lawyers must determine whether the witness is describing something they personally saw or something they heard from someone else. Sometimes a person mixes what they actually witnessed with what they heard from others, read online, or saw in the news. In court, testimony based on second-hand information usually carries much less weight. The fifth technique is checking for communication mistakes. Sometimes a witness is telling the truth but uses the wrong words, misunderstands the question, or has difficulty with language. This often happens when someone speaks a different language or feels nervous in court. Lawyers must distinguish between someone who is lying and someone who simply communicated poorly. The final technique is asking the witness to tell the entire story from beginning to end. A short statement like, "I saw him shoot someone," is not enough. Lawyers will ask about what happened before the incident, how the witness arrived at the scene, who else was there, what people were wearing, and the sequence of events. Then we compare that story with other evidence such as video footage, photos, audio recordings, or testimony from other witnesses. If the details do not match, the credibility of the story can collapse very quickly. So in reality, lawyers do not detect lies by reading facial expressions. Instead, we analyze bias, opportunity, memory, sources of information, communication accuracy, and the overall consistency of the story. These are the tools lawyers use to test whether testimony in court can truly be trusted. Thank you for watching. If this content was helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss our upcoming legal content. For any legal questions, or if you'd like us to cover a specific topic, feel free to leave a comment or contact us anytime.